30th, but how about this? Saturday the 21st of April, the WBC Silver Bantamweight Championship. Abner Zmerez against Eric Morales. We like that a lot. And then Saturday the 28th of April, the rematch, WBC Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Bernard the Executioner. I'm 47, but I look like I'm 21. Against Chad, I've got a dreadful attitude, but I can fight a bit. Dawson, that's from Atlantic City. They are live and exclusive on Box Nation. You know, there was a time back in about September, about October, November, December when I could rattle off comfortably how many fights we'd showed and how many were world titles. I can't do it tonight. This is about my 52nd show since we started. Not bad, is it? I mean, we're putting out a bit of stuff. Now, last week I had Sweet D in the studio. Sweet Derek Williams, the King of Peckham, one of my favourite people. I like the guy a lot. Now, I've just had Reggie Sweet Johnson on the telephone, and I tell you what, he wasn't a bad fella. Now I've got a guy that I covered so many of his fights, both amateur and pro. If I actually did a search through my scrapbook, I bet I'd find about 40 of them. It's a delight and a pleasure to welcome to the show the former WBO champion of the world, Colin Sweet C McMillan. Thank you. At least we got some sound effects back. It doesn't have to be all serious. Colin, thanks very much. Welcome to the show. I'm going to ask you the question I ask everyone. What are you up to these days? What's Colin McMillan do day to day?
Loads of things, really. I mean, I quite enjoy my retirement. I've got like an agency, Fighters United, which looks after consulting, putting on a few boxing events. So that kind of keeps me quite busy. So I've been helping, like, obviously Spencer Fair's got a Hard Knock promotion. So
you've been doing stuff with them sometimes?
Doing stuff with him. So that's been quite well. I'm working with like Jonathan Faxton. They're putting on a show with Barry McGuigan in Norwich.
Oh, talking like after dinner stuff, yeah.
So, I mean, those kind of things kind of keep me quite busy, so fortunately, life is good.
I like it when boxers are involved in these after dinners instead of some of the scoundrels that are out there making a lot of money from boxers. So it's good that you and Jonathan are involved and Barry McGuigan's a guest. Cole, you turned pro after a good run at Barking. You had a good old run as an amateur. You weren't really liked by the authorities, were you? Your style wasn't something they loved, was it?
I don't think they appreciated it. I mean,
they didn't appreciate it.
More pro-orientated. I mean, from the days I looked at the Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, they were the guys who kind of inspired me. And I think my style was always, take a look, take your time. And it didn't really suit the amateurs. It was a bit too fast.
But it still worked. I mean, you can still perform at the top level.
Yeah. Boxed for England, quite a few times, and both times I got to the national finals and lost 2 contentious decisions in that, and hoped to go.
One was really contentious. I mean, they both were tight, but one, I'm trying. Forget me. I can't remember everything.
Both split decisions. One.
Yeah, one
English, one to Dave Anderson.
Yeah, I think the Peter English one I thought was. I thought you got that. I thought that. I mean, the Anderson one was like that in my opinion, but the English one was. I thought you won that. No disrespect, Pete, if you're watching, or any of your family, but I thought you nicked it. That sort of thing happens. Turned pro, had a good run, ended up winning a British title quite soon. It was a lively night against Gary DeRue. I remember that. It was a.
Yeah. I mean,
it was a fairly lively night.
A good night, London Arena. I mean, Gary's one of the guys I looked at on my way through. He's always very, very dangerous, could punch a bit, and he'd been
brave
avoided.
As well, wasn't he?
Yeah, very, very gutsy, very strong. Physically very, very strong, and a lot of people kind of like avoided him and stayed away from him. So that was a big night for me to come there and get my first professional championship. So it was a great night. And
after a couple of defences, including and then a fight winning the Commonwealth, which was a really hard night against Percy Comey at the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah, that was a tough night. He was very awkward. I had a cold. You have a cut as well. Big old nasty cut.
2 cuts on my eye.
Yeah, I thought that.
Had a bit of a cold, and he was very, very awkward. I think he used to spy with Azuma Nelson. So he was very, very, capable and very awkward. And
strong as an archer.
Yeah. It was a difficult night.
And then we came up to Stecker, Maurizio Stecker. Okay, he's Olympic champion. He's WBO featherweight champion, and I can't remember what the odds were, but I know that he was a favourite. I know that he was a fairly big favourite, and it was deemed at the time to be a fairly big risk by Frank Warren, and an even bigger risk by you taking it. How did you know you could do what you did? Because if you've not seen the boxing lesson that Colin gave Maurizio Stecker, it's one of the all-time great boxing lessons by a British boxer in a British title fight. I don't mean, Nigel Benn bashing up Iran Barkley in, under an 80 mad seconds. I mean a quality boxing. If you've not seen it, get a good version of it and watch it. And bear in mind, he was a massive underdog. It was a terrific performance. Did you know it would be? Did you know you could box that well? Did you know you'd have to box that well?
Yeah, both things. I mean, I always had a tremendous belief in my ability. I always believed I was going to go there and become a world champion. Yep. And, things didn't work out for me, you know, for the Olympics. I mean, that was always my dream.
Yeah, of course.
You know, obviously Stecker, he went to the Olympics and he got a gold medal, and he also got the Val
Barker boxer. Forgot that, Cole. Well done.
Of the actual tournament. So, you know, for me to fight him, you know, I knew it was going to be tough, but, you know, I always believed I had the ability to become a world champion. So, you know, and to have it, you know, on home soil at Ali Pelly, you know, home advantage and that, you know, look forward to it. And I knew I'd have to box well, but I knew I was capable of doing that. I mean, we boxed on the same show prior to the World Championship fight, and he looked very, very good, very, very capable. Yeah. But, you know, I was always kind of confident that I could do it.
Always kind of confident. Cole, sit with me there. We've got to